Warriors never inspired me to get. This was funny. I was sometimes people think movies like this was inspiring me to be a gang member. That was my environment at the movie. It was a whole lot of things that made me make that decision. But in a way, though, just like you brought up, there's also a good documentary called Battle Kings that talks about the gangs, the true South African Mambata, everything that was actually happening. And hip hop was actually a positive, to this day, a positive move for me to actually kind of allow me not to fully be engulfed in the gang, even though I was in the hood. Because I was also one of the original graffiti artists in LA. I used to go to a spot called Radiotron Club back in the early 80s, where one of my mentors, Camilo Alvarez, and where a lot of hip hop came out of there. And it was sad because I remember when Radiotron was up, we were all from different parts of the city. We were all going there bombing, breaking, b-boying. And in the fire department case, there was a fire hazard happening downstairs, and the developers, right, with gentrification, shut it down. And once the Tron Club didn't exist, we all went back into our hoods, and then eventually got into the gangs. But it's crazy how you brought the crews, because one of the dynamics I've seen changing, and it's sad, because I remember in the 90s, a lot of the girls who just wanted to tag, just wanted to do graffiti, the city came down so hard that they wanted to stop graffiti, that they had law enforcement put aggressive moves against these crews. So law enforcement was even going to leaderships of gangs and telling them, hey, you guys are going to get violated if you keep allowing these kids to ride in your hood. So these OGs came down and gave a mandate to the crews: either you dismantle your crew or you get in the gang. But they didn't anticipate, and for example, there's a big gang in Bow Heights called Camp, Crazy Ass Mexicans. But that crew actually just wanted to be artists. Originally, they were called Creative Art Mob. They just wanted to be artists. But since the gangs pressured them, what wasn't anticipated with a lot of other crews was the resistance. So they fought back. But they fought back, unfortunately, now they're like, well, they're even on gang insurance. They're one of the most active gangs in the city. But originally, they just wanted to be artists. So it was sad because it was like the manipulation of the system and not seeing the value in the art and the culture and the peace actually provokes a lot of these crews without actually gangs, even in LA. And it's sad because nobody's really developed it. But I'm now with others trying to develop that more, to take the time to just get back to the original peaceful.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Anybody over that Kingston?
Oh no, I'm just Facebook Live.
Warriors. I have a question.
I'm going to set the. Yeah.
You know, the question is, I seen this back like in the early 80s. It took me until now to realize it was based off of a novel.
Yes.
Which is very inspiring.
Do you know why that novel was written?
Oh, what was the novel was written? It was basically a Greek, as it was showing at the beginning of the film, it was originally a Greek